Code with Kaleem. In this video number 8 of Angular series, I'm going to explain that how you can create inline style component and inline template. So first of all, it could be one question from you guys, that why we need to use inline style if we can do everything with a simple component. So we will also I will also share the answer of this question as well, but let first see that how we can generate the inline style. So now let's jump into this video and generate a one inline style component. Ng generate component, component name, for example user details minus minus inline minus style. So now let's see, we're moving ahead, and this is the component inline style component generated. So you can see, if you noticed here, that it generated 3 files instead of 4 files. So for inline style, it's not generated any CSS file. So it's mean that the purpose to use inline style is that when you have a very less change for the CSS level, then you can use the inline style, right? So here you can see the difference, that it come up with a style just with an empty style, right? So you can see it here that style, if you see the normal component, it's showing the style, it's showing the CSS file URL, but here it's just showing you styles. So now we will see that how we can apply this inline style for normal use. So now let's jump into this and see that how we can use it. For example, hello Angular style test. So here we will use this component name. What is component name? App user detail is a selector name, so we will just use it here. Where we are here, yes. So we will just use this, right? And how we can use it, if you notice in my previous video, that in Angular 17 that we have to import this component here in this TSS, in this TS file. So you have to import this user detail component here, then you can use it, right? So now we are fine with this. Let me save everything and then see whether it is working or not. So let me start this server and then we'll see whether it is working or not. Ng and npm start. So you can see here that server is ready, and now we will see whether it is working or not, right? Hello Angular style test user detail works. It means that it is working. Now the question is that how we, what is difference with this, what is different, that what thing I have achieved in this one. So let me apply the style right away from here, right? So here what I'm going to write, that I will just write the custom color, for instance color red, right? So I'm just going to define it. I'm going to use in a user list component. Let me first set it to h1 so it look better for us. Then here, and I will use that class that I have defined, that is a custom class. So now we will see that it is working or not. You can see that the user detail works, it come up with a red color, so it means that this style is working. So this is an inline style, and so remember, whenever you have very less style work, then you can just define the style here. For example, if I change this to green, then you can see here that it's come up with the user detail works. So now we will move to the next thing, inline template. So what is an inline template and why we need to use inline template? This the same thing that we just experienced regarding the inline style, that when we have very less work on a HTML side, then we can use the inline template. So let me give you the example of this one, that how we can use that, inline template. So let me first generate another component for you, ng generate component, and the component name, for example, dummy temp, right? Dummy temp minus minus inline minus template. So now we will see, you can see here that is generated dummy temp. So here you can see that we have the css file, spec.ts file and ts.ts file. No html file exists, right? So the main thing that where that goes, you can see it here that the template come up with these with the html tags, the paragraph tag dummy temps work. So now we will see that whether it is working or not. So let's try to use the same thing here, that whether it works or not. What is a dummy component? It's an app dummy temp. Let me try to use it here and see whether it works or not. So you can see it here, it's saying that it's not working. So it means we have to add this the component in its main class. And what is a class name? We have to import the same thing here that we did for user detail component. So what is the name of that dummy temp component? So we will import that in a app component.ts file, and then we will see that whether it will work or not. So let me save this and then see whether it is working or not. So first thing, we'll check that what should be printed. You can tell us that it should print dummy temp work. So let me start this server and then see whether it works or not. npm start, and then I will see whether it is working or not, right? So it's right now it's showing that it's not coming up with any value. So now we have to figure out what is a problem with this. First of all, we suggest check that the dummy temp component should work, right? So let's see that whether it is working or not. And if you have the answer of the question, then you can just write in the comment that you know about this one, and you can share your thoughts. But now let's see that why it is not working. So for this one, you can just define, for instance, h2 tag here and h2 here, and you can just define in css file, for instance, dot custom, and color could be blue, for instance, right? So if I define the color blue here, and then I just have to import the class. What is class name? Custom, right? So you can see it here that it is working or not. Then we will see whether it is working or not. No, it's not working. So sometime when we import the another component, we have to start the server as well and see. Or one more thing, I didn't call it here, so I just have to check the app dummy temp here in this. 1 second, and then I will see whether this inline template is working or not, right? So you can see it here, it's come up dummy temp works. So it's mean that it's working. The template is also inline template is working, and inline style. So today we learned that inline style and inline template. So the next thing that it could be it could be some sort of interview question, that whether you can use the inline style and the inline template together or not. Yes, the answer of this question is yes, you can use both at once. So now let's see how we can use and generate that one. So let me give you an example of that one as well. And for that, we will generate another component, ng 1 second, let me clear this. ng generate component, ng generate component, and the next thing is ng generate component, and the other thing example temp style, right? Temp style, right? And in this I'm going to define inline template and minus minus inline style as well, right? Now we'll see whether it is okay. You can see here that what is generated on this example. Now it's come up with the 2 files, right? So it's come up with the 2 files. You can see it here. The template is also mentioned in this. We have no HTML file, no css file, because we asked the system to generate inline template and inline style. Now we'll see whether how we can use this one, the same thing that we used, the same thing. First we will add this here, this component, and then we will use this one. And what is a style for what is a style, what is a selector for this? Inline in app example stem style. You can change this selector value as well. We already learned about this one, that how we can change that one. So here you just use it and see whether it works for you or not. So if you save everything, then you will find out it is working or not. Let me start this one, npm start. So here we will see whether it works or not. So what should be example template starts works or not? Example template starts work. So the same thing that you can use whatever the style you want to use, you can define it here. For example, if let me do it for you. What style, what style, the same style, the same stuff that we define it here. For this color green, you can use it there. Just mention this, like just mention it like here, and the color could be orange or whatever, a yellow. Okay, I'm going to use the yellow color here and see whether it works or not. So in this case it will not work. Sometime we have to start the server, sometimes it's not pick the file. So we will see what whether it's taking this or not. So it's not displaying, so it means something is wrong. Okay, now let's try to change. It is not working because I not use it here. h2 h2 tag and h2. So the class will be you can see it here, custom, right? And now it should work. So now let's see, it's working. So it's coming up with the example temple style works, right? So I hope guys you learned something today new. So stay connected with this Angular series and with this channel, as you will learn a lot of new things. As after this Angular series, I have number of other plans for you guys, so you will learn new technologies as well. Stay connected. Thank you for watching this video.